welcome to a super fancy episode of I Am Fun Size with my super fancy guest who I've been so trying to get on this series for ages. This is Lucie Pohl. If you guys don't know her, I don't know what's wrong with you, but this is Lucie Pohl from Overwatch. She is our Mercy and one of my dear, 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 dear friends, and I'm so excited. We're here in her studio for her podcast, the Immigrant Jam podcast, which you all should check out on all of the places that you find podcasts. Please, please, please do that. Here is the mug that goes with it. But Lucie, I would like to ask you, for the viewers at home, here you can hold your own stressed chicken. There's a question that I ask everyone on this show, and it is, if you could give a piece of advice to your younger self, knowing what you know now, it doesn't have to be the only piece of advice, but like one piece of advice you would give to your younger self, knowing what you know now, what would it be? It could be younger, like 2 minutes ago, 2 years ago, 20 years ago. I was hitting like teen years on for me.
Use condoms. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, that is a good idea.
Just joking, everybody. But that is a good idea. No, I think that I always talk about this, and I think you talk about it as well, that, you know, everything that I used to think was a weakness about myself, everything that, like, I thought I needed to change and that wasn't good or right about myself, actually is my superpower, to use your words here, or is my strength. And I wish that I would have known that when I was younger, because I think I spent a lot of time trying to fit in and feeling like I needed to be other things, like, you know, whether it's superficial or, you know, sort of internal or external or internal. Yeah, there was a lot. I spent a lot of time feeling like I wasn't, you know, American enough or German enough or tall enough or beautiful enough or funny enough or interesting enough or successful enough or whatever it
or
was.
Enough in general, which I think is at the core of us feeling that at any age. So follow-up question though, because one thing that I love so much is that the art that you have done, the shows that you have created are so personal, where it is precisely the things that make you uniquely you put into that genre and put into those scripts that make those shows so awesome. Do you feel like doing those shows? You're oh my God, you have so many one-woman shows. I'm
Hi Hitler.
Yeah, that one. And then what was the one that I saw?
I think you saw.
I saw about that. I saw Hi Hitler, but I also saw
and the latest one, right? Which was called Really, 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 Really Real.
I saw that when you were workshopping it, but there was one between it.
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. That was the first one I saw, I think.
Okay.
And do you feel like doing those shows helped you embrace that more and realizing how much of a strength it was?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that, you know, writing the first show, Hi Hitler, changed my life completely because of that. And when I was writing it, I was really obsessed with John Leguizamo and watching John Leguizamo's shows. And particularly Freak, where the special version of it, he, you know, comes out on stage on Broadway and he goes, you know, he does this like little bit where he's like, all my black people bark and all my Latinos meow, and you know, it's like a big like bark and a big meow, and then he goes, and all the white people, and then he says like a really long Spanish sentence very fast that they can't repeat. So it's a laugh, but at the same time, it's a laugh, but also like his community is established immediately. And I would watch it while I was writing my show and think like, oh my God, I wish I had a community. Like, what am I going to say? Like all my German, Romanian, Jewish, American, like people who don't know what they are, you know,
say hi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And nobody's going to be able to relate to my story, and because, you know, I don't fit into a community like that, and I wish I had that, and so I was like really beating myself up over that. And then I started doing the show, and that's, you know, that's why I say it changed my life, because not only because it did well and I sort of got this perspective of like, oh, I can do this just myself. I don't need to wait for anybody's permission, but also because all these people came up to me afterwards and were like, I can relate to this. I grew up in Iowa, but I can relate to this because, and we kind of talked about this earlier today on the podcast, that, you know, it doesn't really matter what it is that made you feel like an outsider. That's a universal feeling. This like fish out of water feeling is universal. So writing the shows absolutely made me realize like, oh, this is so cool that I, have all these like specific things about me that make me feel that I can't really connect to anybody, but in that way I can connect to everybody. Yeah. So yeah. Totally. Yeah. And that's what I mean when I say that's what I would tell my younger self, that like, and I always say this on panels when we get asked at Comic-Cons, I always say like every single thing that you think is wrong about you or different or you should hide is the thing that you need to like celebrate and be, that's into the thing that's going to take you places and celebrating that. So
I love that so much. Yes. I love you so much.
I love you.
You guys, thanks to Lucie's baller producer, you see this right here? This is the first time that we have used this on the show because this is the first show during which this book is out in the world. So you can get your own copy of I Am Fun Size and So Are You, Thoughts from a Tiny Human on Living a Giant Life. You can get this on the interwebs where books are sold. You can find it on my website. You can find it wherever. It's your buddy in a book. Throw it in your backpack. Read it in the bathroom. It doesn't matter where you want to keep it. But I would love for you guys to have a copy of this for one more piece of evidence that you may have the most unique path that you have. But you are never alone. There's always someone there sitting by you, rooting for you. It's usually me. But there's always someone there who can either understand, make you laugh, support you, something. So remember that. Remember that you are very, very special because you are fun size, just like everyone else. Thank you, Lucie.
Thank you.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, you beautiful people. Send me your stuff. You can email me at anjali@iamfunsize.com. These are all of the places you can find me on the interwebs. Please send me questions, pictures, fan art, cosplay pictures. Send me pictures of puppies. You know how I love the puppies. Oh, please, please, more puppies. Can I please? Please, guys, please.